Welcome back to Loadout Lounge. My name is Seth Nichols, and today we're going to look at what I call an EDU item. So before we get into the actual item, I wanted to bring to y'all's attention, we're doing another giveaway. We are actually going to give away some more knives. I have a lot of knives that I don't use and that have basically been in the box ever since I bought them. So I've already done reviews on these knives. These knives are in the under $20 and the under $30 videos for this past Christmas as far as last minute gifts. So we have the Cold Steel Roach Belly. It's a really cool knife. Fits in the hand very well. That is one we're doing. These will all be together in the giveaway, all three of these. This is the Browning, the 98. So it's a skeletonized knife. Fits in the hand very well. It has some jimping on top. It's very sharp. Comes in a nylon sheath. And then we have the Gerber Dibs, which is a skeletonized knife. Very low profile. Fits in the hand fairly well. I can barely get my pinky on there, which I have medium to large size hand. And the sheath is a leather knockoff. I don't think it's real leather, but that is the giveaway we're doing. If you want to enter into this giveaway, go check out our Instagram page. It's on EDC Loadout Lounge. It's what it's called. It's on Instagram. Go follow the directions on there and you'll get entered in to win these three knives. Sweet. With today's video, I'm bringing you an item that I use almost every day. And that's why I called it the EDU, so everyday use. I use it quite a lot. If it's not every day, it's at least 4 or 5 times a week. I go to the gym 5 days a week is my goal. I'm not saying I do that every week, but my goal is to go 5 days a week, whether it's Monday through Friday or mix max throughout the week. I go to the gym and I work out on a regular basis. What that means is I'm sore quite often. So what I did a couple years back is my wife and I talked about an item that could help relieve some of the soreness and that her and I both can use. She goes to the gym too. We all know whenever you go to the gym and you lift heavy weights, at some point you're going to get sore, your muscles are going to get tired, and you can take all the cold baths you want, cold showers, polar plunges, whatever. This item also helps. So what this is a Othermax M9 Pro massage gun. And it is a really well-made product. It is green in color and has a touch screen on the back that is LCD, and it's got a bunch of different attachments. So this case that it came in, I bought separately. It did not come with this case. This is just a simple case that has the foam that you can cut in squares, and I just made it fit for all the different attachments that this thing comes with. So if we look down here, I have an attachment in here because I ran out of room. But we have 1 attachment, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The main attachment I use, the main 2, are these 2. And you can kind of tell that they've been worn away a little bit because I've been using them. But how you attach these is it's got a little place where you insert the attachment. You just press it in, and that's all you have to do. To turn it on, you hit the power button, and then you hit the plus buttons. So there is the first setting, and you should be able to see that because it's on the slower side of the spectrum, and it goes all the way up. It has 6 different settings. So there's the 6th setting, the highest. The 6th setting is 3,300 RPM. So And basically what I do is I just put it wherever my muscles are sore and I massage away. And this is the highest setting. This is 3,300 RPMs going right to my triceps and my biceps. I did tris and bis today, more bis than anything, and they're a little sore. So, but it's a really simple tool that I use every day. And when I bought this, it was sub $90, which is crazy. The Theraguns and some of these others are $200 to $300. This was not that much. It ranges from 1,200 RPMs to 3,300 RPMs with the 6 different settings. It has a fairly good battery life. I don't have to charge it very often. Like I said, I use it every day. I don't, for the most part, and I don't have to charge it that often. It has about 5 hours of battery life, but if you're using this maybe 10 minutes at a time, which it does cut off after 10 minutes to make sure that you didn't just leave it on and you're not overusing it. But it'll cut off after 10 minutes if you want to go do a different, if you're doing your arms for 10 minutes and then you want to do your legs for that long. I don't ever usually do it that long. At most, maybe 6 minutes is, and I've massaged all the muscles I need to. As far as weight, the M9 Pro only weighs 1.9 pounds, so it's under 2 pounds. And it's really nice because if, let's say you're super sore, there's a day where you went really hard and the very next day you're really sore, you can turn it on and let the weight of the gun do the work. You don't have to put any downward pressure. Typically, I use between the 3 and 4 range. Sometimes I will go up to the 6 range. It's very easy to use. It's got a pretty long handle. That way you can get right on your neck. Wow. Yes, my neck's sore. I did shoulders and neck. Oh my goodness. As far as the battery, it shows you how much battery life you have right up here. So it's on the 4th setting and we have 60% battery life left. As far as the battery life, it's got a 2,400 milliamp hour battery inside of it, a DCN 24 volt. So you just plug it in right here and it will charge, and it will tell you once it gets to 100 and you're good to go. It'll count down in increments of 10 as far as the battery life. And with it all the way turned up, is not that loud. And even whenever you're putting pressure on, it does turn up a little bit louder, but it's not, the motor is not ever gonna cut out. I've seen some massage guns where somebody's putting pressure on and it cuts off because the motor can't keep up. So this is on the highest setting, on setting 6, and you can see my arm vibrating around with this massaging it. The only con I would say with the massage gun is that it doesn't come with a case. I had to buy this separately and I had to cut it out to fit all these different attachments. You've got the sharp attachments, what I call it, because this will get right into your muscle and it's not gentle with it, but you always turn it down to the lower setting with this. The flat setting is more, you definitely don't want this on bony areas, but this one will really work well on calves and your quads. As far as this one, I'll be honest with you, I don't really use it. You can use it on your shoulders, you can use it on your back some, but most of the time I can't reach the middle of my back. My wife will use it if I need her to, if it's something that it's super sore. Most of the time, like I said earlier, I will use these two. So this is the one that I was using just now. So the thing about this one is it has compression. So this one is what I use on maybe my shins or something that's a little bonier, and it kind of doesn't hurt as much. I don't want to say it hurts, but it's not as intense whenever this is vibrating on the muscles around my shin or my ankle, my Achilles. I've pulled a muscle in my Achilles, and I've been dealing with that for the past 3 years, just making sure and doing heavy calf raises making sure that I keep my Achilles strong and rehabbing it, and this really helped with that. Just putting it on the Achilles and the back of my calves and any place that I need to not be as rough with. This is a good attachment for that. If you don't go to the gym and you don't see the need of a massage gun, fine, that's okay. But if you do go to the gym, I highly recommend getting a massage gun. Biofreeze, Icy Hot, all these different things, they work, but the massage gun will actually get in there and loosen up that muscle and make it not as tight and help recover it faster. So I definitely recommend the M9 Pro. I looked online and it's currently unavailable, but I'm hoping that it'll come back into the market before long. That way you can all pick one up. My wife bought it for me a year and a half ago, and she bought it at $88.96 was the price, so sub $90, versus like the Theragun and some of these others that are super expensive. And I'm sure you could find some others on Amazon that might work. The only thing that you have to worry about with massage guns is the motor cutting out. If you're putting too much pressure, or if you're putting, there's some of them, you barely put any pressure on it whenever you're pushing it into your muscle, and the motor will just seize up and stop. And you'll have to turn it back off and turn it back on. With this one, I have pressed into my quads, I've pressed into my bicep, I've pressed into my calf, and it's not ever had a hard time. It's not ever, the motor's never kicked up a higher notch, it's never cut off, and it just works. So I definitely recommend the M9 Pro. If you have any other items as far as massage guns that you recommend, put them in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace.